Welcome to DBL. I'm Tori, in for Sam, who has the day off, and we're proud that Jeff made it in. We have a big snowstorm here. Thank you for making it in, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I have some video in the B block to show everybody.
Can't wait. Bringing it up too early.
Jump the gun.
Jump the gun. Like always. All right, we're starting with a 70-year-old model, Christie Brinkley. I'm sure you've heard of her. Yesterday, she posted these pictures to Instagram, revealing she had been diagnosed with skin cancer and had basal cell carcinoma removed from the side of her face. Here's the crazy thing. She said she just happened to find out while she was with one of her daughters at her checkup. Christie said she's making some major lifestyle changes after her diagnosis, including regular full-body checkups, wearing sunscreen, and a long sleeves and a wide brim hat. What do you think of this? She's also lives in Turks and Caicos, so she's out in the sun. She's a major gardener. I follow her. By the way, the doctor saw it from afar, and it was a dot, just a dot by her eye that bothered her while doing her makeup. And she said, could you just look at this? She said from afar, the doctor said, that's cancer. We have to biopsy that right now. Wow. So what do you guys think about this? Thank God she put it out there.
Erica, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, I think that the importance of just sunscreen and taking care of your skin is something that a lot of people are just starting to learn about,
right.
Particularly if you're a person of color, because there's been this false misconception that people of color can't get skin cancer.
I believe that for the majority of my life.
Yeah,
wow.
Or you couldn't get sunburned. I got a sunburn that was so severe when I was in high school that it blistered and it bubbled into the size of a golf ball.
Good
and I still have a scar from it.
Lord.
So, yeah, it is very important, even if you wear makeup, to put sunscreen on underneath your makeup. Even if you're going from door to door, it's just super important.
That's really
cool. Jure introduced me to just regular daily lotion, but you can get SPF in there. A little spoof action. That's a throwback, yeah, from DBL fans,
so
if you know that.
funny.
But yeah, so it's very important. Our kids, we hit them with 50 every single time they go out, and even myself now. You're getting older, you get little spots here and there, and very aware of this sun. I mean, Jimmy Buffett,
passed away from
it. Yeah, so good on Christie for sharing this information with us.
Absolutely, and to be honest, this one is, I really needed to see this one. Actress Olivia Munn also revealed about a cancer diagnosis. Hers was breast cancer. It was yesterday on Instagram, saying, quote, in the past 10 months, I have had 4 surgeries. So many days spent in bed, I can't even count. And I've learned more about cancer treatment, and hormones than I could ever imagined. Olivia said she did have a double mastectomy. She also shared a video of her crying, saying she's only cried twice during the past year. She said she's kept this very private because she needed to really just catch her breath and get through some of her hardest parts before sharing. That's totally understandable. Olivia and her partner John Mulaney were actually at the Oscars. They looked fabulous on Sunday. John commented on Olivia's post saying, quote, thank you for fighting so hard. Now, this is what I want everyone to know. Olivia said she only found out about this after her doctor calculated what's called a breast cancer risk assessment score. She then went in for an MRI, and she's encouraging other women to do the same. Just so you know, her BRCA gene came back negative. Her mammogram came back negative. But she took this test. It's relatively new. I just had a mammogram thanks to all of you encouraging me. And they asked me my age, my race, my first time I had my period. Did I have a child? Also, did I have people in my life that had breast cancer? And then she gave me a number. If that number is above 20%, go get an MRI. She went and got an MRI. She was at 37%. Both breasts had breast cancer. She had a double mastectomy a month after that MRI. Erica, you and I talked about this. We both have dense breasts. We're very open about it. Talk to me about what this means to you.
Well, I don't know how open I was about my dense breasts, but
now you are.
Every single show.
I am.
We're talking about the Oscars.
When Erica calls me, it just says dense breast calling.
Apologies. I'm very open, and I didn't mean to assume.
It's all good. It's all good. No, I have been really open about just breast cancer in general because my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then that triggered me to go and get the BRCA test done. And I was saying before that back then, it wasn't covered at all by insurance. I think some insurance covers it at this point. But this is the issue with the idea of the cost of health care. When I had that test done, it was around, I think, about $1,000.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, and it was something that my OBGYN at the time really suggested that I do, because if you have a primary female in your family, or male, because men can get breast cancer too, then they were suggesting to do that. What alarms me is that through the years, I have had to fight to get my the MRI done, as well as the oh Lord,
the 3D.
Yeah,
3D mammogram.
Any mammogram.
Oh wow.
And if they tell us all the time.
What do you mean fight?
Because, so basically they'll tell you after 40 you should get a mammogram every year. But my mother had breast cancer, so you should be getting your mammograms earlier.
Right.
And the idea that doctors aren't just doing this has a lot to do with money, and it's completely unfair and unethical that if you don't have the funds that you can't be more proactive about your health.
Yeah.
So if you are able to get in, there are so many different programs to get free or sliding scale mammograms. Please get your mammogram. Please get checked annually, because it is so important.
Vitally important. And I do want to say this, I didn't add ethnicity. They asked me if I was an Ashkenazi Jew in particular, and that raised my score a tremendous amount. So I didn't know any of this. I wrote to my 4 closest friends about this, all women. 2 of them have PhDs, and they were like, yeah, we've never heard of this breast cancer risk assessment. Have you guys heard of this?
Well, that was going to be kind of my point. You know, we do, obviously, this show every day, and we cover everything, and there's celebrities sometimes doing really bad things. And celebrities always said, oh, you guys have too much influence. We always talk about the bad things. Her celebrity and not being private about it, which she was well within her rights to be, but being very public triggered us to discuss it.
Right.
Our viewers will then watch it, and somebody that didn't even watch our show will be like, oh, I was watching the show and they said something, maybe we should look that up, and it trickles down.
Yes,
so like
sir.
her one testimony is really helpful. So like when celebrities do good stuff, I hope that we recognize it as well, because we wouldn't be talking about this.
I just want to add one more thing. She talked about hormones, and I get a mammogram twice a year now because I've done 3 rounds of IVF.
Oh, wow.
And so you need to be sure that if you are having any type of hormones that are being put into your body,
oh, wow, I didn't know that.
you are super proactive as well.
Wow, this is all such vital information.
Tell them you saw it first on Dense Breast Live.
Yes. The original title.
You were waiting.
I was waiting for that one. Now I can't unsee it. BBL's right in front of me, and I will never unsee that.
I'm so sorry. And apologies again, Erica. It was me that has the dense breasts.